Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. This is Frugal Living Challenge 25, hosted by me, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. It is an open collaboration until December the 31st. What's better than receiving free pears? Y'all, I have about a bushel, maybe a bushel and a half of kefir pears. These are really beautiful pears this year. Very little indentations and just beautiful. There are a few little areas that I'll have to cut away, but otherwise they are perfect. Kefir pears are one of the oldest pears known for canning, and I believe it was brought over by our ancestors. I believe these are not native to the United States, although I'll have to look that up. So don't let me lie to you. I'll have to check that out. Oh, they smell heavenly. So, what am I doing today? I'm going to do a keto and diabetic friendly way to can these to preserve them with no sugar. And basically all it is you're taking your pears, you're going to set it in some lemon water for a few minutes. Then you're going to do a hot method of canning them. You need to do the hot method to make sure that the heat penetrates your pears all the way through, and they should be delicious for long-term storage on our pantry shelves. Plus, hopefully they will look pretty. It's going to take me a while to work through all of these pears, but I'm going to show you some of the steps along the way, and then we'll get to the final product. That's a lot of pears. So a bushel of pears is approximately 50 pounds, and I should get it between 16 to 25 quarts of pears if I have a bushel, and I think I have more than that because that basket's quite heavy. Okay, if you're buying commercial pears, make sure that you're washing them really good. Maybe do a vinegar soak for a few minutes to make sure there's no pesticides on your pears or any fruit that you're using for that matter. I'm going to use real lemon juice. I pulled out some knives and a peeler so that I can get these peeled. I'm not throwing away the cores, and I'm not throwing away the peels because I can make vinegar out of that. So there's a byproduct to this. And any bad spots like that, that's where the pear's really starting to over ripen. I'm going to cut that away and just toss it to the chickens. But you can also feed your pears to your chickens. It won't hurt them. And some of them had big spots on them. They've already gone out to the birds. Interesting story. Oh, before I get into the story, it's 2 tablespoons per gallon of water. Now I've only filled this halfway, but I'm still going to use the 2 tablespoons because I want to make sure these pears stay bright and pretty until it's time to cook them. I'm going to set that in my sink. My sink is clean, so it'll be ready for me if I need another jug. And I'm preparing 7-quart jars in my canner, getting them sterilized. If you don't have lemon juice, you can use lime juice. You can also use apple cider vinegar or some kind of vinegar like that. So the backstory is my aunt grew these kefir pears down in Mississippi, and I used to go down there and pick them. I loved these pears and really didn't know much about canning them back then. I think I attempted to make some pear preserves or something first time I cooked with them. They are kind of hard, So you have to have a good sharp knife, and you'll have to have a good peeler. So I can take these and put them in the refrigerator until I have them all done, or I could freeze them until I'm ready to make the vinegar. And you can also take the skins and make pear jelly, like you make apple jelly. So I've got all that skin off with the pears. I've got a couple of little bad spots. That's why I like this owl-shaped vintage peeler, is I can just pop that out. Don't want that in my vinegar. And you can take an apple core to this. And I've got my core and my peels. I've got a little bit of where the seeds were in this. I'm just going to pop that out. Make sure that I've got all the peel off. You can do pear halves. You can slice them like so, or you can cube them, however you want to do them. I think I'm going to go with slices. So into the water with a lemon. And I get about 4 slices out of a half. So that's good. Oh, they're so sweet. They really don't need any extra sugar. So I'm going to work through these, and then we'll be back for the next step. Drain the liquid off of your pears and get it into a pot of water. I filled my pot about 1/3 of the way. It's a huge pot. You want enough water to cover your pears. And I went ahead and did 2 gallons just to be on the safe side. So I put in the pot about 1 gallon of water, and I'm going to bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn the temperature down and simmer it for 5 minutes. Almost ready to can. We're going to get these jarred up. Okay, 1/2 inch headspace after you debubble. Finger tight. All right, I filled 7 jars. However, when I put one of the jars into the canner, it busted, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment. I've changed the water out, cleaned the canner, changed the water out, got hot water in my canner, got my jars in here, got my temperature set, and I'm applying the lid. I'm going to bring you over here, and these will not be fed to our chickens. They will, however, go into the compost pile. We had a busted jar. And there's the bottom. It was a clean break. I don't see any fragments or anything missing, so I could have gone ahead and just canned, but because I was just starting to load my canner, I decided to dump that out and start fresh. These will be perfectly fine when they come out of the canner, and hopefully they all seal. But I wanted to show you that because that does happen even with new jars. And that's the first time it's happened with one of my Arkansas glass jars. This is why I tell everybody to check your jars, check the seams, check the bottoms, check your rims. Well, it wasn't a total loss. We lost 1 jar because the bottom gave way. Now the canner was hot, the jars were hot, and the product was hot. It could have been a faulty bottom, and from what I'm looking at the break, I think it was because of this right here and that right there. There's a little indentation there, and on the other side, right there. Not bad for free pears. I have more to get canned. I actually have 2 humongous bowls of pears to go through. It'll be nice to have pears on the shelf. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you for the many comments, the likes, the friendships, and for sharing this content out. Take a moment and watch all of the advertisements because that is how I get monetized and get paid. I appreciate each and every one of you for your time and your patience. And y'all, I have this special content over here I think you might like.